Hello, everybody. My name is Bernadet, and I'm the owner of EuropeanLife Media Agency. And today I thought I would make a introduction podcast to tell you a little bit more about our agency, about our products, about what we do, and most of all, why we think it's a great idea to have you on board. So I appreciated your listening. I want to see and hear more from you, but let me tell you a little bit about this podcast. Now, EuropeanLife Media is an agency for brands, events, entrepreneurs, business owners, luxury lovers, and we have many different tools where we present our client with. So, for example, we have, of course, our own magazine, which is our joy and pride, and it's called EuropeanLife Business and Luxury. And in there, we give every brand, every entrepreneur or business, that could be anything, could be finance, real estate, designers, travel, gastronomy, wine, anything. And we give them an opportunity to be in the magazine, and so you can be presented globally. And it's a fun magazine, but also it has a reach of over 8 million. So we're very proud of that. Now, the next thing we have is events. And one of the most, the big ones we have is EuropeanLife Luxury Week. We are now having a EuropeanLife Luxury Week in Cancun, and we are in Phuket, and we are in Dubai, in Barcelona. And in these luxury weeks, we have a magazine, we have a city app, and we have a website. So as you can see, we have many tools, media tools, where we work with luxury brands and business brands. And the fun thing is that we do a lot of cross-promoting presentations in media industry, but also in our magazines. So we see it a little bit as a network, a platform where people can meet, where people can see each other. Now, this podcast for us is the glue that holds all these different events and marketing tools and products together. And we're going to do a lot of things with this podcast. Now, one of the things, of course, we're going to do is where you can meet people from the industry. We are on the market for 20 years, and we met some amazing people around now. There are people who are business owners, who are entrepreneurs, who are designers, but also they have a story. They have something to tell. And lots of times I thought, oh, that would be so great to have this person tell the story to that person. Or wouldn't it be fun to have that in a magazine and show it to everybody? And we have a lot of these people now who are going to be on our platform, on our podcast, and they're going to tell their story, but they're also going to give some tips and advice. And so we want them to see, you can get some tips here, you can connect with the people on the podcast, and who knows, maybe you can be on our podcast also. So that's one. And the other thing we like to do also is to take you with us on our travelings. Now, in the travel we do, of course, we're going to our own luxury weeks, and we will be there with our podcast, talking to a lot of people, and see, how the events are doing these days. It seems a long time ago we were on these events, and it's time to be back there. And I want to take you with us to go to the boat shows and to go to the International Property Show in Dubai, and to talk to the people who are exhibitors, who have the business there. And the other thing I like to do is just give you a lot of ideas about the market these days, tips we have. We also like to show you or talk to you about some products we didn't see for a long time, but we are curious about. So one of these things, for example, is I will go to India in November, and I will be a guest in silk industry. Now, silk, I don't know about you, but that's a long time ago I heard anybody about silk. But I'm curious though, because is silk still that luxury product? When I was younger, I remember that you had it made, you were very cool if you had silk sheets. That was amazing. But nowadays, I don't know. And also, is that a good investment or not? And what's going on with the designers in this industry? So that might be very interesting to see. I also like to show you a little bit more about new ways of business, in another way. After Corona, it's not the same anymore. Sometimes I get something on my plate and I think, wow, I just want to know more about it. So one of them, for example, is an auction we are going to talk about with somebody who has an auction in boat buying, boat selling, and doing that globally, which is new for me because I don't know how you can buy your boat, which is a lot of money, on the other side of the world, just not going there, but just buy it on an auction online. Very interesting, very inspiring also. It gives me a lot of ideas what I would do or what we can do. So you see, guys, what I like to do is use this podcast to give you any information to show you people, to show you product and connect, make it a network, be on board. And I hope you're going to follow us in the coming time. Now, I understand that it must be very interesting for you to take the time to listen to us. So what we also like to do is give you we will have some giveaways. You can have a free post on our platforms, or you can have bonus content maybe other people didn't hear and you will hear it. So that will be nice as well. And we are, of course, going to be global, so we hope to have a lot of reach. We will be on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, on Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, YouTube, and of course on our own website, EuropeanLifeMedia.com. So this was my introduction, and my name is Bernadet, and I hope to see you soon, and we will make this platform a joy to listen to. So I hope you enjoyed just as we do. And let's hear you. If you have any tips or you want to hear something from us, or you think it would be nice to see a certain person or a certain product coming by in this podcast, send us an email. Our email is podcast@EuropeanLifeMedia.com. And if we think that's an interesting tip or that's something we can use with the podcast, we will be back to you. And let's use this podcast to get closer together, to get that network we want, to make some global noise and have business and luxury industry out there. So I will say, I hope to see you in the next podcast. We will be probably showing you the next portrait on Friday, September 2. And thank you for listening. I appreciate your following us, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.